So what guided you? What happened exactly?
I grew up with seeing crime, gangs, most of the kids playing with toys, we having guns at age 13.
Sheikhna, do you know how it looks when you are saying this story while you are wearing imamah?
Yeah. And they said, what are you, Sunni Shia? I said, I
To
don't.
convert from Christianity to Islam, it's a hard decision, Sheikhna. So was it?
You have to follow Haqq, whatever's truth. If it wasn't for Ahlul Bayt, I wouldn't be anything. I believe this. They helped me. They guided me.
How was your relationship with Imam Hussein, with the tragedy of Karbala?
This is too much. Yeah.
سلام الله عليك يا رقي بنت الحسين. حياكم الله في بودكاست شخشقة. هالمرة جايب لكم ضيف كان في السجن بسبب جانجز وور اللي نسميه حرب العصابات في أمريكا، وبعدها بالسجن تحولت حياته، والله عز وجل عطاه a second chance. فراح تكونون وياي من المسيحية إلى الحروب بين العصابات إلى السجن ثم إلى التشيع. فكيف حصل كل هذا؟ خلكم ويانا وخلونا نشوف. نرحب بالضيف العزيز. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Sheikh Mateen.
Alhamdulillah.
Are you happy being in Kuwait?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
You
Thank you
know
for
we-
having me here.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
You know we met in Karbala.
Yeah.
So I thank Imam al-Hussein salawatullahi alayhi that we know each other from Karbala.
From the best place.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So the first thing I'm going to ask, Sheikhna, now you wear imama, you wear abaya, you wear saya. Seriously, you were in a gangs war?
Well, I didn't always look like this, you know. One time, I grew up in a very rough neighborhood. Most of the kids playing with toys, we having guns at age 12, 13 years old.
13, Sheikh?
Yeah, so very dangerous. Police don't come to that neighborhood. Pizza delivery doesn't come. They killed one of the pizza men, throw him in the garbage.
Allahu
So
Akbar.
when you order delivery, they say, "Where do you live?" You say, "Oh, I live here." I said, "No, you have to pick it up. You can't. We don't go."
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah. So I grew up with seeing crime, gangs. This is normal for me when
Okay.
growing up, and eventually you become part of that because it's normal. And
It's normal there.
Yeah, it's normal there. Yeah. So either you become part of that or victim of that. So most people they grow up with that, they become part of it.
So if it was normal, why you end up in prison?
Well, there's no guidance in those places. The light of guidance is small. It's just darkness. And eventually, you end up doing something. You commit crime or one of these things. You end up in prison, and then your life slows down. No one is shooting at you. No one is chasing you. You are not chasing someone else. There's
Sheikhna,
no problem.
can we say that the prison maybe it's more quiet than the neighborhood?
I felt relief when I went to prison. I
Allahu
felt
Akbar.
like most people scared. I said, "Oh, I can relax." And then it was
Allah.
like big reunion of all the people I went to school with and my neighbors. And I said, "I haven't seen you in a long time. Where you been?" "Oh, I've been in here." "Okay."
So
Yeah.
when you went there in the prison, Sheikh, how
Yeah.
old were you?
16.
16.
Yeah. This
Wow.
the I was in and out of a juvenile detention from 12-year-old first time. I spent 13th birthday in jail, 14th birthday in jail, 15th birthday probation, 16th birthday prison jail, 17th birthday till 25 prison.
Allah.
So
Sheikh-
all the youth is gone.
Sheikh, do you know how it looks when you are saying this story while you are wearing imama?
Yeah. I feel like this is my mission to help other people who are like me because they feel I'm forgotten. They threw me aside. No one cares about us because we made a mistake. But there is something that can be done.
There is something.
Yeah.
So what happened exactly? Yani when you were in the prison and you were with the people you know and they are also living the same life you lived. So what guided you? What happened exactly?
Well, I got tired of that life. It has no end. I started looking at the end result of things. I said, either I'm going to die or I'm going to be in jail a long time for the rest of my life. Even if I get out, I commit something again. some people tried to kill me, so I shot one of them in the chest. Like from me to you, this close. A lot of people came at me with like knives and bottles and baseball bat and things.
In the prison?
No, outside. That's why I
Outside.
went to prison, because my state didn't have self-defense. They said, yeah, if you didn't have the gun, they would kill you, but you weren't supposed to have a gun under 21 years old, so we give you 10 years in prison. So I started thinking it's something more than this life, whatever it is, selling drugs, robberies, or gang, or guns. There's something bigger than that. So I need to study and learn and find out. So my family's Christian. So I believed in God, but I never really followed organized religion myself. So I said, let's see which one is right. I didn't know about Islam
Which one
either.
is right?
Yeah, like, let's see what their book says. So I read the Bible, have a lot of mistakes. So I started noticing this thing. One book says this, other part says that. There's a lot of contradiction.
Okay, so
So I saw someone praying in the next, cell over.
praying an Islamic prayer.
Yeah, but I didn't know what he was doing. And someone told me a Quran. I said, what is this? Because I lived in South. There weren't a lot of Muslims at that time. And I said, what is that? You know, he said, oh, so religion came after Jesus. So I said, oh, I want to know. So it took me some time. I eventually got a Quran. I read it. I looked all the verse about Jesus. All
So you
these
read it in
things.
English, you mean?
Yeah, in English. And then eventually, by the time I was 17, I got my time, 10 years. I went to the place they process you. They say, look at your crime. They say where you want to go,
Okay.
minimum, maximum, or whatever. A waiting place. So I waited. The guy came. He was in my room, African-American guy. I grew up with black people my whole life, so the guy, it's really hot, like here, like in Kuwait, but no air conditioner. And you're in like a concrete place, so hot. So you see the wavy lines in the hallway inside. So the guy gets up, he washed his face, he washed his arms. I said, oh, he must be really hot. He was, cool off. He stand in the middle of the floor. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. I said, oh my God, what is this? I didn't know what it was. So I said, I never seen any black person do this before from my neighborhood. I said, then he started praying. He didn't say anything. He just stood and prayed. I said, he's Muslim.
So now you notice what's Muslim.
Yeah, I connected the prayer I saw from the other guy. So when he finished, I had all the questions. I lined up. So I said, what's this? What's this? What's that? The Christian could never answer. He answered all of the question I had. And I said, okay, you convinced me. I want to be Muslim.
عجيب شيخنا عجيب سبحان الله. But يعني to convert from Christianity to Islam, it's a hard decision شيخنا. So was it?
You have to follow haq, whatever's truth. It doesn't matter if the world is against you. You need to go that way.
Okay, now
because you're responsible for your own self, not what other people think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you entered Islam now.
Yeah.
But Sheikhna, as you know, there is like many madhahib.
I didn't know that in the beginning.
How you didn't know?
No, I didn't know. I only thought just one thing. So when I went, they assigned me to the prison. I had learned half of Fatiha and I needed to finish. And then I started looking for the people from my neighborhood, from my city, in the prison, because it's the whole state. So I said, okay. The one guy that was from my city, he happened to be Muslim too. And everything lined up. And I said, okay, I need to finish Fatiha. He taught me the rest of my prayer, how to, live like a Muslim. Prison I was in, out of 28 or 30 of them in the state, this prison was 80%, 85 maybe percent, all of them Shia.
عجيب. They follow Ahl al-Bayt, salamullahi alayhim.
From the books. They learned from books, not from anywhere else. They only learned from reading Risala and books of Akhlaq.
Sheikh, you are talking about books
all these,
and reading in a prison.
Yeah.
In a prison. And that's why they are the majority, because they read.
Yeah, they read.
Allahu Akbar.
So they presented the choice to me and they said, what are you, Sunni, Shia? I said, I don't know. I don't know what Sunni, what Shia. Tell me, let me know about it before I commit to something, And he said, just say you're Sunni. And I said, oh, my mind was like, no, okay, something's wrong with that. If they say, just say you're Sunni, don't ask any question, I have a lot of questions. So They said, don't talk to the Imam Jama'ah. He's prisoner too. They said, don't talk to him. I said, okay, I'm going to go talk to him after Salah. So I talked to him and I said, what is this Sunni Shia? And they told me, don't talk to you. He laughed. He said, I'm not going to tell you anything. Read this book and then come back to me after you have question.
So what was the book?
By Dr. Tijani.
عجيب الشيخ التيجاني. ثم
Yeah.
اهتديت you mean?
Yeah.
ثم اهتديت.
Yeah. So I read this book and then that was enough proof for me.
Allah.
And then all the people who followed Ahlul Bayt, I could see that their knowledge was more than the general community because they read a lot. And when you read narration of Ahlul Bayt, the
Salamullah.
Noor is there.
By the way, the book of Tijani, it's about like a story, and he went to the
Yeah.
ship and he talked to some
Yeah.
Baghdadi's guy, and
It's
so-
interesting. Yeah.
Ya Allah.
So that book helped me a lot.
So you mean, Sheikhna, when you read, it's different. When you listen to a lecture, when you read the books
Yeah.
in a place like in a prison, you know, so you don't have anything to do. So
Yeah.
you're only concentrating in the book.
Yeah. So I made that my job, like just to read and study on my own. Every book I could get my hand on from Ahlul Bayt.
So
It's different, you know, when you go outside, you want to spot halal, right, for month of
Okay.
Ramadan.
okay,
If someone tell you, you have a little bit of certainty, but it's different if you go and you look at it. And you
Exactly.
see it with your own eyes, you say, I'm for certain. No one can tell me anything else. So
I
if you
have
see the
yaqeen.
thing in the book, it's the same. So the guys would always tell me, read the book, then ask question. I won't answer any question until you finish this book. So they groomed in me the method of research. You have to read, study, exhaust all your ways, and then ask.
Sheikhna, in a prison, you are talking about reading and
Yeah.
debating and talking. Now we are outside prison, Sheikhna, and we don't read. You made me feel how blessed we are. You know, in Corona, we also were in a prison, by the way.
Yeah.
And the only ones who survived, the ones who has books.
Yeah.
But Sheikhna, tell me about your relationship with Ahl al-Bayt, salawatullahi alayhi. How it was evolved, you know, when you choose the path of Ahl al-Bayt, al-Madhab al-Ja'fari, al-Ithna Ashari, you know, without the connection with Ahl al-Bayt, salawatullahi alayhi, it's nothing.
Mhm.
So, you know, because we were like, we have Husayniyas since we were kids.
Yeah.
And we do latum, we do sha'air. So we have the relationship with Ahl Bayt. You had nothing, Sheikh.
Mhm.
No offense, I mean. But you have nothing. You had nothing back then. So can you tell me that you can find the path to the connection? Not tell me, I know it's haqq. Of course, we know it's haqq. It's written and we can prove it. But no, I mean the connection between you and Ahl Bayt. Between you and Amir al-Mu'mineen. When you know the difference there.
I saw that it was something bigger than myself or bigger than anything else because it connected people who were, you know, the ayat in the Quran mentions that you were sworn enemies at one time, then he bring you together through the
Which
faith.
one? Can you help us?
Surah Al Imran, I think ayat 103 or these gangs were
Allah.
enemies. They see each other, they will kill each other. Or white nationalists, black nationalists, they see each other, maybe kill each other. You know, but Islam, when they came together on that path of Ahlul Bayt, they became like best friends. So,
واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا فكنتم على أحسنت على شفا حفرة من النار.
so
رحم الله
I saw it in real time, you know, that we were brothers. No matter where we came from, we were all brothers based on love of Ahlul Bayt.
سلام
So,
الله عليهم.
honestly, this was, it sounds crazy, but that community I was part of was probably one of the best community I ever experienced in my life
Sheikhna.
because we were close. We ate together, we prayed together, we studied together, real brotherhood, you know.
Allah.
No fighting, no problem with each other because of small differences or anything. Everyone won.
It's a huge message,
Yeah.
Sheikhna. Because you have one target, Sheikhna, to survive this life and to be in the path of haqq.
Yeah.
Here we have everything in life. Husayniyas are open and we can do anything. So we don't care. We have to make a problem out small.
Yeah. This one brother was there with me. He's still there. He have life sentence. Old man now.
Allah.
He taught me a lot being a man, you know, living as a Muslim. He said, Mateen, when you go home, do one thing for me. Go to masjid and pray, and then write me and tell me how it feels. He said, I never will be able to pray in masjid. He said, the only thing I want in this life, pray in masjid one time. But we have masjid, we don't go.
We have masjids
We
next
have
to our
Dua
homes.
Kamel, we don't go. We have Juma, we don't go. We
Sheikh,
have,
his dream only to
majlis.
be in masjid. To be in masjid.
his dream. The only thing he wanted was not even something
Allah
bigger than that, go to Kaaba, go to Ziyarat. He said, I just want to go in a masjid and pray. So I make a point to write these people. I go Ziyarat, I send picture. I say, I went here, I pray for you. Arba'in, I walk for you. All these things, because they can never go.
They can never go.
No.
They are alive.
Yeah.
They can
Alive.
never go.
No.
And so, Sheikhna, when you chose the path of Ahlul Bayt in a prison, I know there is like everyone wants you to be in their team. Did you have problems with like some other madhahib? Why did you choose Ahlul Bayt? Why did you choose Ahlul Bayt?
Yeah, sometimes we did have problem.
Yeah, so it's not easy to choose that path.
It's more like the extremists.
What do you mean?
They get the wrong idea about Islam. They have the same Quran as everyone else. We all read in Quran, but without Ahlul Bayt, alayhimus salam, you can get a wrong idea, bad idea, become extreme. So a lot of them, they thought only they are on, haq. Anyone else, their blood is halal, so they make problems.
So Sheikhna, now you had your second chance, and you took advantage of it. So once you are out of the prison, what did you think? What should you do?
Well, I was trying to get my life established, and then I ended up moving to Washington, D.C. area.
Okay.
And I looked for some masajid. Another guy, Ahlul Sunnah guy, he took me to different masajid every night. And one night we get to center, and I hear, Ashhadu anna aliyan waliyallah. I stop. I say, this is it. The masjid tour, you can continue, but I'm home. I'm not going anywhere.
Allah.
Yeah. So
Ya Ali.
I just kept going to the center, taking classes, and then we went to Arba'in for first time. Was amazing. I see so many things, so many people from everywhere. So I start thinking, what can I do to help those people that I left behind? What can I do with myself? I said, these people have money. They're save all year to give chai, to give sugar, to give kebab, to give something. What do I have? I don't have any money. I'm miskeen, faqir. I have no money at that time. So I said, I learned a lot of things, and I knew we're all like the musiba were, Musa'ib in English, and different books.
But Sheikh, I want to stop you here before we continue. I want to ask, we are Husseinis, we are Matamis, Muharram, it's different. You went to Arba'in. I want to ask, how was your relationship with Imam Hussein, with the tragedy of Karbala? What happened when you listened to the tragedy? What happened to the grandson of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
It will make you cry. I saw even killers, the most gangster people you can ever think, murder you for looking at them wrong. I gave them a book to read about in the prison. I said, read this book about Imam Hussein. It's written like a novel. Maybe you like it. And he gave it to me. He said, I can't take it. He started reading, he started crying. This is hardened criminal that will just murder. If you talk about the only time he laughed is when you talk about someone who's police or someone was getting stabbed or someone was getting beaten, then he smiled. Any other time, stone cold killer. He read the book, he cry. He said, I can't have people seeing me cry. He gave it back. He said, it's too much what they did. And a lot of people connect with that oppression that they've, they saw that Imam Hussein went through, and they feel that they are oppressed in some way, but then it gives them hope because no one was, no days like your day, Ya Abu Abdullah. So they realize that, and then they are drawn towards Imam because Imam stood for something. Stood for justice, stood for, the truth, and they gives them hope.
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah.
Again, about your relationship with Abu Abdullah, which musiba, Shaykhna, you feel that it breaks your heart?
Sayyida Ruqayya
Allah.
in the dungeon of Sham cannot is this is too much. Yeah.
سلام الله عليك يا رقية بنت الحسين.
So I'm walking on Arba'in. I see all those people giving something. So I said, I need to do something. You know, I have some responsibility. I need to give something back. So I arranged all those masa'ib and put them in a book. I get from place to place. There were stories were spread of various books. I put them in a book, and now I print the book and I send it, and to those people outside, people inside the prison. Some people were writing me in the prison, and they said, we didn't know about these things, and now we are gathered in a room, in a jail cell, and we read the musibah. One person read it out loud, and the other people are crying and remembering Imam Hussein. They're making majlis in the sijin. Allah tells you to go study, and a group of you go study, and then come back and teach your people, guide your people. So I thought about it. I said, who are my people? I said, all those people I left in there, those are my people. I need to give back to them. When people get out of prison, they do two things. One group, they go back to what they did before, and then they come back. Everybody says, oh man, you had your chance. You were out there, you blew it. You're back here with us. The second group, you never hear of them ever again. That means they did good, but you never heard back. You don't know what they're doing, but they just did good and forgot. I said, I can't do that. I need to show them someone got out and did good, and give hope for them that they can go to see picture of them in Karbala and Najaf, and someone who looks like them came from their place.
So what's your plan? What was your plan to help them?
Those people are oppressed by those extreme groups. If the first thing they say is you're doing shirk, bid'ah, kufr, or all the other things. So they said, where's your proof? They are in prison. They do not have Wi-Fi and tablets and all these things back then. You need to have the book to show, and you need to be able to debate, argue, show your proof. If you can show your proof in book and say, here, it's right here. Prophet said this, Ahlul Bayt said this, that, this. They say, okay, I see it. So you do have a proof. Maybe I don't accept the proof, but I see it. So you're okay.
So you mean you are giving them the power to speak, to talk, to defend themselves?
Yeah. I get letters all the time. We get over 300 letters a month from the prisons. They are saying that I'm getting stabbed. I got stabbed multiple times because I could not prove my thing because I prayed different than them, or I got beat by a lot of people. So they need the tools. So my idea was to provide them with the tool.
The tool is?
The books.
The books. The weapon is the books.
The books.
So what was your plan? What did you establish to do?
Well, I knew the problems they had inside, so I knew the things I need to address for them. So I started sending them the differences. Books like Peshawar Night or Muraja'at.
Layali Peshawar and Muraja'at.
Yeah, these type of books were really good for them.
It's the best book for the debate.
Yeah, these type of books and history, Tariq, Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, these type of things. And then I said, the program we made, the Second Chance books, we said, okay, we're not just going to keep sending a book and book and book. You need to do something. So we send you the book. You read the book. Write a short summary. What did you learn from the book? Just one page, maybe. And then if you have any question, ask. Fiqh, aqaid, any question, just ask them. And we'll try to get you the answer for them. So me and the shuyukh here, they were answering question. I was managing what book to send. We made a curriculum for them. For example, aqaid, they start with this, then they finish, they move to another level. Fiqh, Mahdawiyya, Tariq, all different subjects. We have a curriculum. so they can get well-rounded in the sciences of Islam as much as they can through
Okay,
without
Sheikh.
having teacher.
But Sheikh, now how many years you worked with this plan?
Over 10 years.
Over
About 10 years, a little more, since
and you have
2013.
a brochure we call it.
Yeah.
It's a second chance books.
Yeah.
But can I ask you now, 10 years?
Yeah.
Have you really changed people in this 10 years, Sheikhna? Can you like tell me for sure that you can or you did change people in a prison?
We have 3,000 people convert to Shayu through the program. And a lot of them write in saying, if you don't send me the book, no one will help me. I wrote 10 other places. No place write me back. You're the only one. If you don't do it, like they put the hujjah on you. Like you have to at that point. Like you have to help them. And you can hear the desperation. Yeah.
3,000.
It's actually more than that because the extension is not from them, but also they convert their families to it as well.
Yeah.
They converted their families. We have in a hadith, if you like converted someone to choose the path of hidayah, you know what does it mean?
Better than anything the sun shine on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now 3,000, their families, maybe their communities,
Yeah.
in one program, and it's called Second Chance. In a prison, Sheikhna?
We had one guy, he was in jail for over 20 years. And then he converted his whole family on the outside. His brothers, sisters, nephews made a whole community he was inside the prison.
Yeah.
And one of them passed away, and Sheikh Saeed went and did the janazah.
Passed away, he was
outside.
Muslim.
Yeah.
As a
Shia,
Muslim,
yeah.
as a Shi'i.
Yeah. So he was the closest. They called him. They knew he was with our program. He drove several hours, went there and did the janazah and salatul mayyit, everything.
Allahu Akbar.
And they're telling us, oh, we have kids at home. We send them books for their children, book for their wives, book for their family members, for their parents. We're in contact with their families.
If someone wants to know about the Second Chance, the plan of second, do you have something?
We do, yeah. It's secondchancebooks.org, but with a number. If they go to the website, they can find all of the information in order to support, to help any way they can. Everyone has, different things they can do.
I will put it in
the bottom. Okay.
Okay, and I want to ask you something. Like, if you tell me this story, Sheikhna, and now I want to participate in the Second Chance. I want, seriously, deeply from my heart, I want to participate in the Second Chance books plan, and I want to be in a project that can help people there. What can I do? What do you need?
Well, the thing is, we started small 10 years ago with maybe 50 people. And now we have over 3,000 people writing all the time, asking, books and sajada and turba and tasbih and all of we send magazine, we send cards for aid. Let me tell you. So every day at 2-3 o'clock, the guard comes in the dorm. He gets the microphone. He starts flipping through mail. Such and such says their name. Maybe the person's been in prison for 5 years, 10 years. He knows he's not going to get any mail, but he goes and he stands in there, hoping that someone calls his name, that someone remembered him. No one remembered him. Imagine how that makes you feel over 10 years. 20 years. Imagine they get a card in the mail that says Eid Mubarak. We remembered, with his name on it. Allah. With a picture of, Kaaba, or we send 15th of Sha'ban, these things, Allah. A card for all these occasions. Imagine how that makes him feel. And we have rawayat that removing the sorrow of a Muslim is one of the best things that you can do.
صحيح. وإدخال الفرح والسرور أيضا في قلبه. الله أكبر. You have a big team now, Sheikhna?
We have 4 of us that are doing this. All scholars.
We know, of course, the beautiful Sheikh Saeed and the beautiful beautiful Sheikh Muhammad. And that's it, Sheikh.
We have some team members that are helping us in California. They are scanning the mail when it comes in, and we have like a system. We keep track of the books that are sent, and printing the books in-house and sending them from that location.
And how many books you have now translated or like published?
I think we translated and published 8 this year. so far.
Oh,
Big
this
book, yeah.
year, 8 books? How many books? Tell me now. In this 10 years? Nearly. How many copies? I mean, not only books.
We sent, with the books we sent 26,000 so far.
26,000.
Yeah.
Allah.
Or more.
Sheikh.
Yeah. So it's moving machine.
You told me after you went, get out of the prison, you were miskin. You are not miskin. You have all the money to print.
No money. I wish. I'm just managing. So the money comes from just regular people. Someone is sending, money here or there. Just somebody can give $100 a month. Some person gives 1,000. Some person gives 5. Some person gives 10. And whatever comes in, we use it. But now we grew so much that we don't have enough to send. Now people, if they're writing, they have to would wait if we run out of the funding. Think of one person sitting there saying, I just want to read about Ahlul Bayt or Amir al-Mu'mineen. I want to know. I don't have any books on him. But then because support or funding.
It's a sadaqa jariya, Sheikhna.
These people, they take that book we send, they teach, they make a class, they teach the other people there. That book stays in that prison for 10, 20, till the cover falls off.
When you told your story at the first of the podcast, I asked, come on, books, reading, in a prison, changing people.
No, I'm the result of this effort. Those who came before.
So anyone who wants to participate in this event, he has the chance. Yeah. It's the second chance for him outside the prison to participate in this program, to give something to our Imam. Salawatullah alayhi ya Amir al-Mu'mineen.
We have the hadith that Anas Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam. درهم يوصل به الإمام أفضل من 1,000 درهم فيما سواه من وجوه البر.
درهم يوصل به الإمام شيخنا أفضل من 1,000 درهم فيما سواه من وجوه البر. الله أكبر.
I noticed that a lot of programs come and go, but in the beginning of this program, I said from the very start, I want to dedicate the thawab of program for Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam. And I believe he have his hand on the program. We've never fallen, and he was in the sijn as well.
Firstly, alhamdulillah, wallah Sheikhna, you are blessed. And the people who participate in this program are blessed. Sometimes someone maybe say, it's $100, it's nothing. No, it's everything.
Yeah.
It may change one person's life and maybe his community, his son, and they will have a whole Shiism small community only by $100 he participates. So they are blessed. And secondly, Sheikhna, I want to ask you, you said that Imam al-Hassan al-Askari, you feel he is like blessing this. Do you seriously believe that?
Yeah.
Because, you were in a gang war. And
if it wasn't for Ahlul Bayt, I wouldn't be anything. I believe this. They helped me. They guided me. And I believe other people can also achieve that. But it needs support.
Sheikhna, I want to ask you this, please. Of course, you helped.
Yeah.
You helped people. And if you help people to choose the path of Amir al-Mu'mineen, salamullah, the path of Ahlul Bayt, salamullah alayhim, they, of course, will return the favor.
So I did all of those things just because I felt was my duty, and I wanted to help, and I wanted to do things. I never took money or anything. I was just doing this. I was working
waiting.
No, I was working full time. I was also studying Hausa in my off time every day, 4 hours a day. And then when I get home at night after I eat, I would take my time and I would work on these letters and sending books. I wouldn't sleep very much, 4 hours maybe every day. I did this for years and years. And then Sheikh was saying, maybe your, barakat is not coming in, or your rizq is not coming in the money. You're not getting money back for that, but they're helping you in other ways.
For example, give me an example.
With Imam Rida alayhi salam. So my wife is also convert. I taught her. She's from Panama. She became Muslima.
She was a Christian?
Yes. Yeah. And we married. And then
Allah, mashallah.
She doesn't know too much about, she doesn't have the 10 years of reading I had before, So she just knows about imams, but in the beginning, maybe you don't know all of their names. You just know Imam Ali, Imam Hussein, Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wa ala, and that's it, So we were very poor. We didn't have much money. I was working 2 jobs, sometime 3 jobs. Wife was working 2 jobs just to pay the expenses of the, rent and all these things. So we didn't get much family support. I had issues with my family. I'm Muslim and I'm on my own. It's just me. I'm out here, do everything myself, I didn't like to ask either. So one night, you stress a little bit, you worry, you're having child on the way, you don't have a lot of money, someone has to stay home, how are we going to make it, these type of things. So my wife wakes up in the middle of the night and she's shaking, like what is happening, So she's wake me out of my sleep. I'm what's going on? She said, do we have an imam, named Imam Riza? And I said, yeah, we have. I said, okay, is that enough? Okay. I was like, I'm going to go back to sleep. Yeah, we have Imam Riza. She says, his dome, it looks like this. And she said, I saw him in my sleep from the shrine. And he was calling, he was telling people. There was a lot of pilgrims going, like Zuwar, going to Imam Rida alayhi salam to give money, to give things to the Imam. And the Imam says, no, I don't want your gifts and your money, but there's this family here in this place, bring it to them. And they need it more than me. So go there and give it to them. And then she had in a dream, all of these boxes start showing up on the front of the door. And then she woke up and she told me. And subhanallah, after that, we had the baby, my son's Ali, and we had packages coming from everywhere. So many people from community supported us. And my friend lived in DC his whole life. He was there. He told me, I've never seen this many people come out for birth of a child from all the different Husseiniya. Most of the time, they don't like each other, but they all came. And they gave, and we were very well for that. We didn't need anything. And then another place called me, and they said, we're going to give you a new job in a new city. And then my wife didn't have to work, and all the doors start opening.
Allahu Akbar. Yeah. So you believe?
She didn't even know the name of Imam Rida.
She didn't know the name of Imam Rida, and he came to her.
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar. من تمسك بكم الإمام الرؤوف. I will go to Qum tomorrow. I will mention your name. So, Salam. Tell me, please, Sheikhna, tell me another story. You have to tell us the blessings of Ahlul Bayt, Salamullahi alayhim, in your life. What did you see? What did you have?
There's a lot of different things.
Tell me, choose one that moves your heart. Anyone who listen, I know they want to know.
My son. My older son has autism. He's autistic, so he couldn't speak. They tested him at maybe he was 4 years old or 5 years old. They said his mind is like 10 months old, and then he couldn't speak. They said maybe he never speak. Maybe he doesn't know. He won't speak. So. All the doctors, there's a lot of negativity. I'm worried as a father. So I said, there's only one thing I can do. I can go to Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. I went to Abu Fadl Abbas, Baba Hawaij, and I stood there with my other younger son, Zakaria. I made dua and I asked for my hajat. And I went to Abu Fadl Abbas. I said, you're Baba Hawaij. And I have to go and tell about your fada'il to everyone that you will solve their needs. But if you don't solve this need for me, how can I tell everyone you are the gate of needs? I was like, don't close the door to me. Keep the door open and help me. And this one thing, it's all I want. I will, I just want one thing. I said, let my son be able to speak. Let him be able to understand. And let him have a good mind. We came back home. They retested him a few months later, instead of 10-month-old, they said in all the sciences he was 1 or 2 years above his age
Allahumma
and
salli
thinking.
ala Muhammad.
And now he's very smart.
Allah.
Memorized a lot of Quran.
MashaAllah.
I told Abu Fadl, I make nadr, I will bring him here if you solve this. So I brought him back. He was 5 years old when I brought him back. We are walking around the haram, and I have a video. I was taking it. He was sitting on the shoulder of Sheikh Ahmed Al-Harari's son Ibrahim, and he just goes, he saw Abbas shrine. He says, Abbas, I am here. He kept saying it over and over. And I just, I know they have a hand in our life. They said he couldn't speak one. Now he is speaking. He is knowing almost 2 fluent and 2 partial.
You know that they are with us. And we have our Imam, Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, salawatullah. He lives amongst us and he sees us. You know, he notices everything. He notices how your life changed. He noticed the effort you are giving. He noticed.
But Ahmed, I wouldn't be anything if I didn't get those books. If I didn't get those books from somebody caring out here, saying, I care about these people, that they need some guidance. I want to send them some books in the prison. I wouldn't have the knowledge. So if we stop doing it as a society and we cast them aside and say they're forgotten, they're outcast, don't give them anything, they will never have the chance to know the name of Ahlul Bayt.
So anyone who listens, you have the chance.
If they doubt the program, I'm the proof of program.
Allahu Akbar.
They can see me and whatever I have done, and it all started there.
Sheikhna, you feel grateful, right?
Alhamdulillah.
So if I want to ask you to send a message, a spiritual message, to our Imam, Salamullah alayhi, our Imam, the Master of Time, Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, and you know that he has a role in this. He chose that person to translate the book, to give it to someone, to give it to you. We know that they have participated in all of our lives. So I want you to give a message to our Imam, Salamullah alayhi. What do you want to say?
I don't feel I cannot get the words to say to our Imam in this moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I would say is we have the hadith that the people are yatim. We know the yatim, the one without the parents. But the other yatim, the other orphan, is the one who doesn't know their Imam. So I would ask the Imam Sahib al-Zaman, I'm asking him to help us in this and able to let us give his name to everyone else. Sure. So the world can come to know about the master of the time, the one who we get the barakat in this life because of his presence. Allah sends rahmah to the earth because of his presence. But people don't know him, and they cannot thank him because they don't know him. But with this program, we are making people aware of the Imam to get a connection. A lot of them writing and saying, we don't know, who's this Imam Mahdi? We have books for them to know. They said, wow, I never knew. Great-grandson of Rasulullah. And then they want more books about Imam Mahdi. So I asked Imam Mahdi to help us, to aid us, to support this cause so that we can make everyone aware of him and that we can all be good follower of Ahlul Bayt alayhi wasalam.
We have the chance to connect people to our master. But Sheikh, now I want you to send a second message, not to our Imams. You know, the language, it's a very big obstacle if you don't speak Arabic, if you can't read Arabic, even though you are now, mashallah, Sheikh, and now you are in Hawza, and now you teach people. I think that it's very hard because the Arabic is the most hardest language ever. Yeah. So I want you to send a message to the youth people who watch us, who see this podcast, and they know Arabic, they speak Arabic, they can read Arabic. It's very easy for them to read anything, but they don't read, Sheikhna. They don't read Al-Kafi, they don't read Bihar al-Anwar, Kamil al-Ziyarat, Basair al-Darajat, our books. They don't read the history of our Prophet, Ahlul Bayt, salamullahi alayhim. And I know that you wish, back then, you wish that you know Arabic.
Yeah.
So I want you to send a serious message to them to take the responsibility of changing their lives and move forward.
Well, I believe that people who know Arabic can read Arabic. They also, you mean they're knowing English as well, right?
Mhm.
They know multiple language. They have responsibility that they can convey and translate even small things for other people who can get guided by them. There's a lot of people that wish they could read Arabic, but they don't know Arabic. And I'm witnessing the problems of not knowing Arabic by me now living in Turkey. I see that their language was removed over the years. And when I ask most people, they cannot speak, cannot read Quran, cannot read Arabic books, cannot read Dua Kamil. They have just translation. But these translation, how many mistakes are you going to make in this? Everything, tha, the, all become za. Dad, all become za. So many different meanings you can get from that. So we could be making many mistakes if you don't know Arabic. People should take time to learn it, and the ones who do should take advantage of that. You know, a lot of those people were persecuted for writing those books, and they were, a lot of books were lost even, and people used to treasure their books and hide their books. And some people, like Alama Amini, used to travel very far to gather books
for the Ghadir.
Yeah, in order to write this great book to contribute to Shayu, and we have it. No one cares.
No one.
How many people read Kitab al-Ghadir, for example? But he went through all that effort to do that.
Serious.
So, I mean, in order to honor the struggle of those who came before, it's just like if we know tragedy of Karbala, of day of Ashura, but we don't remember it, and we live our life like, we don't care anything about Deen or Islam or Tashayyu or any of this. We don't care. What are we doing? All those people died, so we know the name of Islam, and we know the truth of Islam, like how it really should be, but they died for what? If we don't practice and we don't honor them, what is that sacrifice for?
Sheikhna, I pray for you. I pray for your project, and I want to participate in the second. By the way, I have books. If I translated my books, can you do something with them? Yeah, help me, please.
Inshallah.
So seriously, thank you so much for being here in our podcast, and
thank you for having me.
No,
an honor.
No, it's our honor, and I thank Imam al-Hussein Salamullahi alayhi that previously, I think 4 years ago, we met in Karbala, and they told you that anything you want, we can help, and till now I didn't do anything.
I came here to claim your promise.
No, so I hope that this thing is a payback just for your effort and for changing my point of view of life while I listen to your story. So thank you, Sheikhna. And now I need you to pray for us at the end of the podcast, but pray in Arabic, please.
Okay, we'll do dua faraj, inshallah.
Yalla, inshallah.
اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكناه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
وعجل فرجهم. Sheikhna, very good Arabic, Sheikhna. We should speak Arabic. The next broadcast gonna be.
إن شاء الله.
Thank you, Sheikhna. نشوفكم على خير.